This is the cathode. Here also we have the cathode. Here also we have the cathode. So we're gonna put the black probe in this side. This diode, as you can see, seems to be good. We have 500. If we swap the probe, nothing in the multimeter means this diode is good. Let's check this two also. So here we have the cathode. Here we have the anode. Also this one is good. This one also is check this one. This one also is good. Here we have the motherboard. But please pay attention. In this model of washing machine, we have another screw. You see here the door for the water. Here we have another screw over here. We have one here. If you forget that screw, you can damage, as you can see here, this part. Okay, so I remove all connectors. As you can see, all connectors are removed. Okay. Now we have the motherboard, but first I'm going to remove this plastic cover in order to have just the motherboard and troubleshoot it using the multimeter. So this is the processor. Here we have the buttons. Here we have ICs that controls the modes. This is the power IC over here. We have diodes. We're gonna check these diodes, as you can see. And we have a regulator IC. In one side, we're gonna find 16 volt. In the other side, we're gonna find 5 volts. So here we have a release. We have, as you can see, electrolytic capacitor. Here we have inductor. Why inductor? Because here we have L, as you can see. We have L, so L referred to inductor, and we have resistor. We have two colors. We have orange, and we have black color. Means this resistor should be about 23 ohm. Okay, we should find 23 ohms. This kind of resistor is the component that makes problems in every motherboard. So we should find 23 in this resistor. It seems an easy motherboard. So comparing this easy motherboard, as you can see, to the motherboard for the laptop, as you can see here. So for the laptop, it seems more complex. The motherboard is more complex than this one. So I hope that we can fix this one easily, because for me, I'm specialist. I'm an expert in laptop motherboard repairing. I can fix any laptop motherboard. Just the maximum time is about 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I can fix the hardest or the complex problem in the motherboard. For example, the short circuit. Usually I share with you the method that I use to detect the short circuit. For me, I can detect the short circuit of any motherboard in just the maximum is 15 seconds. 15 seconds using the multimeter, I can spot where is the short circuit. And of course, I already upload the videos where I show you how to do this. So you can just go to my channel and look for or search for short circuit. Go to the home page, then videos, then short circuit, and watch the videos where I explain how to find the short circuit or how to diagnose a failed or a shorted motherboard. Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you step by step how to repair a failed washing machine. Exactly, we have the Whirlpool and the model, as you can see here. So this course basically will be a complete course on how to repair any failed washing machine. Okay, so I'm going to first to show you the component and the part of this kind of machine. And of course, if you understand just this course, okay, you can understand and repair any other machine like this one or any other one. Okay, so first, as you can see here we have the door of the washing machine. As you can see here, this is the panel, the control panel over here. Okay, and over here, as you can see, this is the button that we use, okay, to select the mode the mode option. Okay, and here, as you can see, we have the filter. Okay, this is the filter. For example, if you have a problem, so from time to time you should always clean this filter, as you can see. Okay, this is because you can find here some dirt and of course some coins, for example. For me, for example, as you can see, I find this part here. So this also, if you have a bad filter, the washing machine cannot work properly. Okay, so let's put it back. So this is the filter, as you can see over here. So in this part here, we're gonna remove this cover. As you can see, we're gonna remove this cover because after removing this cover, we can access to the motherboard over here. As you can see, we have the motherboard in this part. I'm going to diagnose and to troubleshoot the motherboard step by step, and I'm going, of course, to teach you every component in the motherboard and how you can repair it if you have a short circuit, if you have a bad processor or anything you have. Okay, so first let's plug, as you can see here, the cable and see whether this washing machine work or not. As you can see here, you see. So let's try, for example, to select any mode, this 60 degree, for example, and let's press this button. As you can see, I press the button, but nothing happened. Okay, so I press the button, nothing happened. Here we have the depart button, pause or depart. Means here we can assume that this machine is basically a dead machine. The cause can be due to the motherboard. Okay, so let's try another mode, for example. As you can see, nothing happened. Okay, we have here a flashing lead, as you can see. Let's see again. So let's remove this cover and get to the machine. So to remove this cover, we should, as you can see, we should remove two screws, as you can see here. Here we have the first, okay, and as you can see over here, we have the second here. Okay, we're gonna remove two screws and then slide this cover. So let's do it. So as you can see, we remove two screws, as you can see. Now we're gonna remove the cover. So to remove this cover, as you can see here, you can just slide it like this. You see here, you should slide it a little bit like this. As you can see, you should slide it a little bit. I slide the cover and then remove the cover. So now we are in. So now, as you can see, we remove the cover. Okay, so here, as you can see, here we have the motherboard. Okay, here in this part, basically this part is the front of the machine, as you can see. Okay, this is the control panel over here, and over here, directly over here, we have the motherboard, as you can see over here. So we're gonna remove this motherboard and check it, because I'm sure that the problem is here. Okay, but first let's take a look to the motor. I'm going to show you where is exactly the place for the motor for this motherboard. Okay, so the motor basically is in the base under the washing machine. Okay, I'll show you how. So now, as you can see here, do you see, this is the motor. Here we have the motor. Okay, and here we have the exhaust. Here we have the exhaust, as you can see, and this is the motor. Basically the motor is good because once we have problem into LEDs, LED flash, or no LED, no power, means the problem is the motherboard. The motor here enter in the base, and the motherboard is here. This is the two parts. So the two electronic parts in every washing machine, whatever Whirlpool or Samsung or any washing machine, is basically the motherboard. You will always find the motherboard here, okay, because this knob is fixed to the motherboard. Okay, so here we have the motherboard, okay, and under we have the motor, as you can see over here. This is the motor. So now let's go directly and remove the motherboard. So to remove the motherboard, as you can see, I should first remove this bar. Here we have one screw, here the second, we have this one also, okay, and also those, in order to get to the motherboard, and then we will remove the motherboard. Okay, so let's get started. So once we remove the screws, as I told you here, so we're gonna remove this one. But please pay attention. In this model of washing machine, we have another screw. You see here, the door for the water, here, we have another screw directly here, as you can see. Do you see here, the screw? Over here. We have one here. So this is it. If you forget that screw, you can damage, as you can see here, this part. Okay, so as you can see, now we remove the screw successfully, as you can see over here. So this is the screw that we have removed. Now we can remove this part easily. Okay, so the motherboard, as you can see, is inside here. Okay, you can remove it without any problem. As you can see, we have this part that you should remove. We have another here, okay. This part also should be removed from here. Now we have the motherboard, as you can see. So this is the motherboard, and here we have the famous component, the processor. This is the processor. Okay, we're gonna troubleshoot right now this motherboard. Okay, but we should remove here some connectors. So here we have a trick over here. Guys, pay attention please, because we're gonna remove all these connectors, okay, all these cables, in order to work in the motherboard easily. Okay, so what we should do in this stage, we should take a picture. You should make some numbers, okay, in order to remember each connector, the place of each connector, or make a picture with your phone in order to make the disassembly or the assembly easy for you, okay, in order to not be confused. So I will make a picture. So I take a picture successfully. As you can see, this is its place, not here. This one also we have its place, and those also, as you can see, because the cables are not the same. Okay. So I remove all connectors. As you can see, all connectors are removed. So we have this bus also here. Let's remove it also, like this, as you can see. So nicely done. We have this and this. Okay, this one also. fine. So as you can see, I remove all these connectors. Now we have the motherboard. So finally we have the motherboard. As you can see, I remove all these connectors, as you can see here, and of course I take a picture, and of course I made over here some numbers, as you can see, that just in case. Okay, now we have the motherboard. Okay, but first I'm going to remove this plastic cover in order to have just the motherboard and troubleshoot it using the multimeter. Okay, so let's get started. Let's remove this one. So of course, to remove this one, we have this locker here. We have this one also. Okay, we have another one here. So here also, as you can see, we have, so here those also, sorry, this also, this one here, and this one here also. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do this. And of course you should rotate, as you can see, this should rotate it. This is its default state, should rotate it like this. So as I told you before, we have the motherboard, as you can see over here. So we should remove these parts. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, as you can see here, so this is the processor. Here we have the buttons, the on off buttons. Okay, here we have ICs that controls the modes beside next to the processor. And over here, as you can see, this is the power IC. Over here we have diodes. We're gonna check these diodes, as you can see, and we have a regulator IC. In one side we're gonna find 16 volt, in the other side we're gonna find 5 volts. Okay, so of course here we have some resistors. Here we have Zener diode, as you can see. Here we have some transistors, etc. We're gonna see all this step by step. Okay, so to remove this motherboard, as you can see here, we have also this, as you can see, this locker, this one, and here we have another one already removed, and we have another one over here, and we have another one over here. Okay, here also, and here. Okay, and of course we have two here. Okay, so let's remove the motherboard right now, as you can see. See this side also. So as you can see, we have the motherboard. Okay, so let's put this one back. Always put things back in order to do not forget anything. Okay, its place. So we have the cover over here. So this one also, this locker over here. So this is the motherboard. Finally, we have the motherboard. So let's take a look, just a visual inspection, as you can see. So here we have a release, and here we have a MOSFET or regulator. We're gonna see which component this one. We have, as you can see, electrolytic capacitor. So it seems good. Okay, here we have inductor. Why inductor? Because here we have L, as you can see. We have L, so L refers to inductor, and we have resistor. We have two colors. We have orange, and we have black color, means this resistor should be about 23 ohm. Okay, we should find 23 ohms. This kind of resistor is the component that makes problems in every motherboard. So we should find 23 in this resistor. Okay, so this is the input power. Here we have a relay, as you can see. So this one seems to be another relay. We have some resistors here. So relays, other resistors. So that's it in the side. So it seems easy. It seems an easy motherboard. So comparing this easy motherboard, as you can see, to the motherboard for the laptop, as you can see here. So for the laptop, it seems to be, as you can see, more complex. The motherboard is more complex than this one. So I hope that we can fix this one easily, because for me, I'm specialist. I'm an expert in laptop motherboard repairing. I can fix any laptop motherboard. Just the maximum time is about 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I can fix the hardest or the complex problem in the motherboard. For example, the short circuit. Usually I share with you the method that I use to detect the short circuit. For me, I can detect the short circuit of any motherboard in just the maximum is 15 seconds. 15 seconds using the multimeter, I can spot where is the short circuit. And of course, I already upload the videos where I show you how to do this. So you can just go to my channel and look for or search for short circuit. Go to the home page, then videos, then short circuit, and watch the videos where I explain how to find the short circuit or how to diagnose a failed or a shorted motherboard, and you will find the video. Okay, so as I told you before, it seems a very basic motherboard. Okay, so what should we do right now? Basically, I should make some measurements. But first, let's do a visual inspection. Okay, let's take a look to all components closely. So here, this is good. We have this really seems to be good. So also you should see the soldering state, because you can find a dry or something like that. You should see the soldering state. Okay, so for this capacitor, basically it seems good. Inductor, okay, here we have this release, also seems good. This resistors, this IC seems good. Okay, so let's see the other side. So the soldering here, good. So we have this IC, the power IC, as you can see here. The pins of power IC seems good. The diodes, the regulators here, we have resistors, the zener diode. This also seems good. Okay, so here also we have some components. So this resistors also good. Zener diode, we have the processor. Let's see the processor pins. It could be broken or something like that, because the processor is the most important component here in this motherboard. Also this ICs are good. LEDs. So the motherboard seems to be good. About 99%, nothing wrong with this motherboard in terms of visual inspection. Okay, now we're gonna go. Of course, you should also check this path. You can find like a water or a broken path, as you can see. So do you see the path? You can track here the signals easily. It's not like the laptop motherboard. Do you see the path? You can track it easily. Okay, so let's do some measurements using the multimeter. So let's, as you can see here, select over here the diode option. Okay, here, and power on the multimeter. So first of all, let's, as you can see here, test these diodes, because Usually the diodes are for protection. They protect other circuit. Basically here, as you can see, we have diodes. They protect this circuit, the power circuit. So let's check whether we have a shorted diode or not. Okay. The multimeter is in the diode mode. Here, as you can see, we have the cathode. Over here, we have cathode. As you can see, we have cathode. Why we have cathode here? Because we have this line here, means this is the cathode. Here also we have the cathode. Here also we have the cathode. So we're gonna put the black probe in this side and check this 3 diodes, as you can see. And also we're gonna check this diode also. And also this diode, as you can see over here. So basically, as you can see, this is the primary stage. Okay, so here we have the primary stage, and here we have the secondary stage. Why the primary stage? Because here we have the input power and the filtering capacitors. Okay, as you can see here. And over here, as you can see, we have the ICs, the processor and ICs, etc. So here, this is just a secondary stage where we have a low power like 5 volt, 12 volt, 16 volt, etc. Here we have a high voltage. Do you see? Here we have a high voltage where, for example, here we should find 300 volts here. Okay, between these two, as you can see, pins, we should find 300 volts when we plug the power adapter. Okay, so let's take some measurements right now. So this diode, as you can see, seems to be good. We have 500. If we swap the probe, as you can see, nothing in the multimeter, means this diode is good. Let's check these two also. So here we have the cathode, here we have the anode. Also this one is good. This one also is check this one. This one also is good. So these 3 diodes are good. Okay, so let's check the Zener diode. Here for Zener diode, as you can see, we should put the black probe here. Because we have the cathode here, as you can see. Okay, do you see here? We have this black mark, means this is the cathode and this is the anode. So let's check this Zener diode, as you can see over here. Also we have 581, means also this diode is good. So let's check this diode over here. This one also, this is another Zener diode. So the black probe here in the cathode and the red probe in the anode, we get 580, means also the diode is good. So for diodes, good. Let's see the other phase. We didn't have any diode over here. Okay, so seems to be good. By the way, I will connect the power adapter, okay, to the motherboard and check the live voltage. I will check live voltage. Okay, for example, here in this capacitor, I should find 300 volt. Here I should find 16 volt, and in this side 16 volt. In this side I should find 5 volts. Okay, in the drain. Okay, also and also here we have 5 volt, 5 volt, and 5 volt here. Here also we should find 5 volt in the circuit. So I'm going to plug the power adapter and check for all voltages. We're gonna track the voltage until we fix this motherboard, and then the washing machine will start on over. Okay, but first we should understand the whole motherboard, because always for every machine you will find the same working principle. So I can go directly and talk to you that we have problem, for example, with this component, and I can remove it and install another one, and that's it. But you cannot understand 100%. For me, this is my method of teaching, step by step, until you get everything. Okay, this is why my followers like to follow me, because I make things easier 100%.